Good day everyone, GarageKing here, and today we're going to polish the window on my Vanagon. We're going to apply some Carpro FlyBy30 and we're going to use my Roops LK900E mill polisher. So let's take a closer look at the kit. Here you can see what comes in the kit. It's actually quite wrapped, quite nice. And anyway, it's the FlyBy30. I know there's also, I think, a FlyBy40, which is probably better. This is just a 20 mil kit. Should easily do one windshield. Let's open it up and see what's inside here. So here's the actual stuff, if you want to call it that, that you put on your windshield. So this is a bottle of it. Like I said, it's probably some type of ceramic coating. That's what I'm thinking. That's my best guess what it is. What else do we have in the bag? Well, we have some eraser. So this stuff is really good for cleaning any oils, residue polish, anything like that. That I can speak of firsthand. I've used that before, so that's great. And then we have some of the actual, I guess, glass cream. So this will be the abrasive stuff that we're actually going to use on the windshield. So that's good. Comes with this stuff. What else do we have in here? We have, I guess, our sponge, which is really good, and then we should have our cloths with our sponge. So once we wrap these around our sponge, and then we'll just put it on like we would put on ceramic coat, and hopefully it does a good job. Okay, and the workhorse here is not my arms. It is this Roops machine. This is a mill LK900E. It's a relatively new machine. It's got forced rotation, which is really good. You can see it goes the way of the arrow. The Flex does it backwards, so it's kind of weird when you're doing it, but this one actually, it goes clockwise. So that's pretty good. It'll take the place of pretty much all DA polishers. Not as powerful as a straight rotary, but it's still pretty powerful and it's got some good horsepower. So this is a good test because glass is really hard to polish, much harder than paint, just because it's so hard. So this will be a good test for my polisher here. And then you can see I got some special polishing pads. They're like a felt polishing pad, because if you use a type of pad that is like a foam, it's just not going to work because the foam will hold the water too much. It's just not going to work. So you need to have an actual felt. So here we go. Okay, so these pads that I ordered, they're actually 6-inch, so they're a bit bigger pads. And the Roops polisher right now has a smaller backing plate on it. But the good thing is when you buy this, and once again, there's no endorsement, it's just pretty cool it comes with it. It actually comes with the bigger backing plate. So what I have to do is just remove these screws just so I can change the backing plates, because I want to have the bigger backing plate so it'll fit these pads a lot better. So let's change this backing plate. Okay, so our pad is on the machine. It is ready to go. So we're just going to put a little bit of pad conditioner on, just like so, because we don't have a dry pad. Usually helps to use a little bit of conditioner. And then now we're going to try this Carpro Glass stuff. So we're going to put some of this on our pad. We'll put a few drops on and let's see what happens, how well it works. I don't know, we'll just put a little bit around, and first time doing this, so let's do some experimenting and see how it goes. So here we go on the windshield, and we can see we're just moving back and forth in a nice pattern like this. You want to let the machine do the work. You don't want your body to do the work, so not too much pressure on the machine, and just nice even strokes. And then after this is done, we'll do an inspection and see how it looks. So I've cleared a part here. This part still dry, as you can see if I wipe over, but all I gotta do to get rid of it is I just spray a little bit of my pad conditioner. That's all I was doing. And wipe it, and it just kind of comes clean like that. So actually this polish did a pretty decent job. I haven't cleaned the window, so just for fun now and maybe for a little bit of research, I'm gonna put this stuff on. So it's Auto Glim, it's a Canadian Tire, it's a cheaper kind of polish. Didn't come with the kit or nothing like that, but I just wanna see if it'll do something, because there's still a few pits here. Now I don't wanna take it down too much, but let's see if this stuff actually, I don't know, let's just see how it acts. Anyway, let's see what, if this stuff is, how easy it is to work with. All right. Now this stuff, yeah, it was a little different on the machine. I could feel it was a little different. It already dries pretty quick, so let's just give it a little spray. Let's wipe it off and see how it looks. We'll see if this one, how it looks. And you know what? Very similar. I don't think it really changed anything, so I think either. Actually, I think for the price, that one was a pretty decent polish. Now there is some fine little scratches here. I can definitely see the window's a lot nicer. The camera's never going to pick it up, but you can see there is a couple fine ones. So I'm gonna still work on those for a bit, and I'm gonna try to get all that stuff out. Okay, so now that we're done polishing the windshield, it actually looks pretty good. We're gonna put a little bit of this eraser stuff on. So it's just from Carpro, and what it does is it gets rid of all of the oils and stuff like that from the polish. So we're just gonna squirt that on, wipe it off with a clean rag, or microfiber towel I should say, and then we'll apply it. So let's spray this on. Okay, so that's all wiped off. Okay, so now we're gonna do the actual coating. It's, some people say it does not work, much better than Rain-X. Other people say it works really good. Okay, so I've taken my Carpro pad here, and I'm just gonna put a few drips just along there, just to dampen it, and then we're gonna apply it. So here you can see we're putting it on right there, just keeping sure it's wet, and you can actually see the rainbow following behind the sponge. So you can see how quick it's actually flashing. Let's do this one more time. Let's put a little bit more on, and you can see there you go. Look at it flashing right behind. So you can tell it dries actually relatively quick, and you can almost wipe it immediately. So how do we know we didn't miss a spot? Well, this product's pretty easy, and let me explain to you. You can actually see when you're overlapping it. When you hit an overlapping part, it'll just look different, and that's how you know that you're going to get the whole windshield and you won't miss part of it. So when you're going like this, okay, you'll have a line of it, and then you wipe it off, and then once you do your next line, as soon as you come over, you'll hit it. It'll almost look like little bubbles. So it almost goes on top of itself. So that's how you can tell that you've hit it all and you haven't missed any spots. So now we're going to take our microfiber towel, and we're just going to give this windshield a good buff. We can feel it's gritty. You'll be able to feel it's gritty, and that's where you can tell the FlyBy30 has dried. Now you want to make sure that you change your microfiber towel, fold it in different directions, just to make sure that once it sort of fills up with this stuff, you're not scraping your windshield with it, because it is hard particles that you're actually taking off the window. Now if this was an actual ceramic coat for paint, I'd be a little bit worried because it flashed really fast and it would probably be harder to get off, so I'd be a little bit worried. But because it's just this FlyBy30 stuff for the window, it actually is pretty easy to come off. I think you could probably actually leave it for an hour and still get it off. It actually comes off pretty easy, so that's a good thing about this product. So it's very easy to use. So did it work? Not the greatest problem. My biggest complaint is it didn't last that long, maybe 2 to 3 months. That's all it lasted. Maybe the FlyBy40, which is a little bit more expensive, might work a little bit better, but the 30 didn't work the greatest. I took Bandit camping. He had a great time, so we really tested this out on the highway a lot. It was great, but what I really got more was just polishing the windshield. I think made the world of a difference, so that was the greatest thing. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them below. I would appreciate if you subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.